In this video, I'm going to talk about two different medicinal enemas I've used to get IBD flares under control. The first one I'm going to talk about is a butter enema. Now, the ingredient in there that we are after is butyric acid. Now, I came across a few studies that talked about butyric acid enemas, and they showed pretty promising results. And I believe you can get a prescriptive version of this, but that's assuming your doctor knows about it. Doctors are not big on prescribing things they are not familiar with, which is unfortunate. However, if you're in the United States, they do have butyric acid supplements you can get, or if you're like me and you travel a lot, you can just use butter. So you just melt it on the stove and then let it cool off a little bit till it's comfortable temperature, and then load up a reusable enema bag. So what was really surprising about the butter enema is that it was very soothing. Sometimes when you are in constant pain, you go a bit numb to it and you don't realize how bad it was until the pain has been relieved. And that was basically my experience. It was really easy to retain. I was actually quite shocked by that. If you've ever done an enema, there's a pretty intense urge to expel. But with the butter, it just went right in. And I had done it in the morning, and I went about my day, and it didn't come out until my next normal bowel movement. So that was very surprising. The next enema I'm going to talk about is probiotic. And I feel this is superior to the butyric acid enema because probiotics actually produce butyric acid. So butyric acid levels have been found to be really low in people with inflammatory bowel disease. So I feel this is superior because you're reestablishing the function that produces the butyric acid in the first place, as opposed to just throwing butyric acid in there whenever you're having a flare-up. So the places that talk about probiotic enemas online would be the Ginny Patel Thompson talk, as well as the Crohn's Boy website. Now, both of them talked about using Natron brand probiotics. Now, when I went to look at Natron, I couldn't actually find the list of probiotics they're using, and they were also quite expensive. Not to mention, when I'm outside of the United States, I'm not going to be able to get them. So what I did was look at a couple different medical studies with regard to probiotics and inflammatory bowel disease, and I found the specific bacterias they noted as being beneficial were actually in Fage, this is a very popular brand of Greek yogurt here in the United States. What I did was just take 3 really big spoonfuls and I mixed it with about 1 liter of warm water, and I poured it in my enema bag. And this one was not so easy to retain. So what I did is I just kind of bent around to make sure that the fluid did enter my transverse and my ascending colon before I actually expelled it. So the first time I did this was out of desperation and is very similar to the Crohn's Boy story if you watch his videos. I just was having a really bad flare that was hanging on even though I had gone back to my safety diet. It just wasn't going away, and I was very desperate, and I thought I'd give it a shot. And to my amazement, the next morning, the flare had gone into complete remission, and it didn't hurt to eat. My belly was completely flattened out. It was really amazing. I was shocked. And that was basically what Crohn's Boy said. Same scenario. It was having a really bad flare, wouldn't get over it. He finally broke down and gave the probiotic enema a shot, and the same thing happened to him. It was completely gone the next morning, to his amazement as well. So that alone, I'm still kind of shocked by it that it worked so well. So after that point, I wasn't scared to try it anymore, and at the first inkling of a flare-up, I'd be doing the probiotic enema, and I'd be fine the next day. So definitely give that a shot if you're having problems with flares, definitely watch the Jeannie Patel Thompson talk, because there's a lot of steps she goes into about getting inflammatory bowel disease under control, most of which I had intuitively done before I came across her video. And then I certainly did follow the next few steps that I hadn't done yet that she recommended, and it's really amazing. For something the doctors say is incurable, I'm in complete remission now, and I eat whatever I want. So definitely check that out. And also be wary of family members who are well-meaning, who will try to tell you you're crazy for trying these things. Usually when it starts to happen, I ask them what they do when they can't stop their bloody diarrhea, to which they respond, "Oh, I don't have that problem." And then I remind them they shouldn't be trying to give me advice on this.